Hey guys, Jason from Man's Adventures, and in this video I want to talk about my Mr. Heater Big Buddy that we use for our cabin tent when we go camping in the winter. I'm going to show you how I set it up and talk a little about it. Stick around. Alright guys, this is my Big Buddy by Mr. Heater. We bought it for our cabin tent. It's a 14 by 10 tent in hopes to keep us warm when we're camping. We used it last night. It got probably down to about 26 degrees, and at this current setup it held 40 degrees. But our tent has large vents up top, and the rainfly allows for a gap probably about 5 to 6 inches large. So a lot of our heat escaped. We're going to have to figure out how to do something with the netting up there for the vents. Again, the rainfly on this tent has pretty large gaps leading up to the vents, and that's where this heater was losing most of the heat. It would just come up and circulate out of these vents here and just swoop over and outside. It's got 3 settings: low, medium, high. It's got a built-in fan. We don't have batteries for it right now, so I carried my own little fan, running it off my power bank here. But it really made a difference in this tent. We'd have probably, well, Shell would have probably froze to death if we didn't have it. I was in a military mummy bag. I was fine. But it runs off the 1-pound cylinders of propane, or you can do it the setup that we have it, where we're running a hose with a fuel filter out to a 20-pound tank cylinder like you would use on a gas grill. Real happy with this setup. As soon as we can figure out how to insulate our ceiling in the tent, I believe it'll make a large difference in here. Something else we also like to do is lay down some just old wool blankets on the floor. It kind of gives it a buffer to help hold in more heat and keeps the cold of the ground from coming up through. Let me show you how I got this set up. Taking a closer look at the Big Buddy Mr. Heater, you can see I've set it in a baking pan. A lot of people recommend that because of the condensation sometimes will drip down onto your floor of your tent, but if you have that pan, it'll collect the water. Here you can see my little USB fan that I've got ran down to just a Stanley portable power bank. We've been here 3 days and it's only used 25% of the battery. Had the fan going almost constant. Here is the fuel filter running out to the hose. Now the reason they suggest a fuel filter is most of your hoses has oil and debris in the middle. With the pressure pushing from the tank into the Big Buddy heater, this will collect all those elements and keep it from getting stopped up. And I've just ran this outside, and like I said, just a 20-pound propane cylinder that you would run on your grill. But yeah, very happy with this setup. It's done very well the past couple nights. Kept us warm. Mr. Buddy's real easy to use. Push it down to bleed your line and click over to your pilot. The flame ignites. Let it set for a minute, opening up the valve. You can, after your pilot heats up a little bit, you can switch it over to low, medium, or high, which burns both of them. After a few minutes, they're glowing red. It actually puts out a nice ambient glow when you're asleep. Reminds you of a fireplace. All out in the outdoors. If that ain't glamping, I don't know what is. And again, in reverse to turn them off. Again, this is a review of the Big Buddy by Mr. Heater. 3 settings: high, medium, low at 4,000, 9,000, and 18,000 BTUs. Runs 11 hours on low and 4.5 on medium and 2.8 on high, and that's just on 2 1-pound cylinders. High powered fan. I didn't get to try that because we forgot batteries, but I had my little fan with me. Safety features I do like. It's indoor safe because it has a low oxygen safety shut off. And then it also has the tip over safety shut off. If it's knocked over, it'll keep it from burning everything. I mean, it might melt some stuff at touch, but the flame itself will be kicked out But I'm real impressed with this, guys. All right, guys, that's been my review on the Mr. Heater Big Buddy. Tried and tested. Like I said, it's not the heater's fault that it didn't warm this tent up more. It's because this tent's designed more for summer. But we're going to try to do some modifications and get that fixed. I believe it could have easily been 60 degrees in here the whole time, and it was in the mid-20s outside. We also had 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That was interesting. You should check out my video of the trip that we camped on that. I'll leave that in the descriptions. But yeah, I highly suggest the Big Buddy heater for camping in a cabin tent. As long as you have your tent insulated well on the roof and get you a fan, I believe you'll stay pretty warm. I know we woke up and this morning it was 62 degrees when we woke up in here, and it was probably 40s outside. It warmed up to that, but very impressed with it. Highly suggest it. Again, this is Jason from Man's Adventures. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you like this content. Like, share, and give me some comments. Any other setup ideas that I might be able to do with this heater, or any ideas on modifying this tent. If anybody's done that, I probably need some help with that. Thank you, guys.